Hello and welcome to Lore of the Cards, the series that looks to reveal the lore hidden in your Hearthstone deck. I've been away a while, but instead of babbling on about it here, I've also released a vlog at the same time as this so you can find out why. Those that don't care can just enjoy some sweet lore goodness. Since our last episode, a new expansion was announced, so I think it's fitting we do a lore episode based on Mean Streets of Gadgetzan, something to get me back into the swing of releasing regular content again. Gadgetzan has seen several races introduced to Hearthstone, two of which I requested in my totally serious top 5 series. In this short episode, we're going to take a little look into the background of those races, or at least the ones we know about so far. There are longer stories to tell, so think of this as a delicious lore buffet where you expand not your gut, but your understanding. Great joke. Let's start with some neutral cards. The Hogs. These anthropomorphic pigs would appear to have some connection with the Horde, the faction's insignia emblazoned on their bikes and their arms. What lore we know has been through tweets from Ben Brode. They are not connected to any of the 3 major crime families in Gadgetzan, Grimy Goons, Cabal or Jade Lotus, but are their own criminal entity, nowhere near as powerful as the big 3, likely sticking to petty crimes rather than building hugely wealthy and powerful criminal empires. It's also been stated that these swine are Quill Boar, making it the first time this race has been depicted in Hearthstone, though it's not the most accurate representation of this race. The Quill Boar's name is derived from the mane that runs down its back. It is jagged, rough, and in some artwork looks similar to the spines of a porcupine. The Hogriders' manes are definitely made up of regular hair. The Horde symbol is also an odd design choice, as throughout their history the Quilboar have been hostile toward the Horde. It is believed that the Quilboar are the mortal offspring of the boar ancient Aggamaggan, and make their home in the region created when the great boar was slain by demons 10,000 years ago, during the War of the Ancients, a collection of thick winding thorns called the Razor Fen. The barbaric race is viewed more of a nuisance than a legitimate threat by the Horde. With them, the Jade Lotus appear to have brought many races from the southern lands of Pandaria to the game board. The Hozen make their first appearance in Gadgetzan. The short-lived Hozen, if they're 20 that's really old, are a passionate race, often giving in to the whims of their baser instincts. Being slave to their instincts, the Hozen have a natural gift for hunting and love to fish. They love to do these activities so much that they will attack any who dare trespass in their beloved hunting grounds. The Hozen usually have below average intellect, and their society is tribal in nature. Tribes that get too large often breaking down into smaller ones as disagreements form within it. But the Hozen are far from mindless savages. They have on several occasions formed alliances and friendships with other races. The Monkey King was the companion of the Emperor of the Pandaren, Xiao Hao, and the Horde saw potential allies in the Hozen when they came to Pandaria. They won the Hozen over firstly with a display of strength, and slowly earning the Hozen's respect. The Jinyu also hail from Pandaria and are in fact an evolution of the humble Murloc. It'll be interesting to see if they belong to this tribe in Hearthstone. No Jinyu cards have been announced yet, but we know they will be, having seen some artwork. The Jinyu gain their new forms from their close proximity to the enchanted pools in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. The Jinyu are far more intelligent than Murlocs and have an affinity with the waters of Pandaria. Jinyu water speakers are able to tell the future by communing with the waters. In fact, it was one of these water speakers that warned Emperor Xiao Hao of the coming invasion of the Burning Legion 10,000 years ago, allowing the Emperor to make the necessary preparations to protect his land. There was a time the Jinyu ruled over Pandaria, but their empire's reign was cut short by the brutal Mogu, who proceeded to enslave the other races of Pandaria. Later, the Jinyu would aid the Pandaren in a revolution to overthrow the Mogu. The Jinyu do not get on with the Hozen. Thousands of years ago, the Jinyu helped the Hozen survive, only to have their generosity thrown back in their faces as the Hozen sought to claim land for themselves. Since this time, the Jinyu have seen their numbers and influence dwindle within Pandaria, and they trace the blame back to the Hozen. Some Jinyu were very happy to help the Alliance fight the Horde and the Hozen when they came to Pandaria. We're still sitting on that southern continent with the Vermin, creatures that look to be a mixture of rat and rabbit. Their appearance in Hearthstone is markedly different to how they were presented in World of Warcraft. Often in WoW, models will be reused and art updated to save time. The Vermin's base model was the same as the Gorloks model, who were introduced to the game 2 expansions prior. In Hearthstone, the Vermin appear more humanoid and, at least in the art so far, do not have rat tails. Vermin are the bane of Pandaren farmers, their love for vegetables ruining many at harvest. They are scavengers, looking to take any opportunity they can to fill their bellies, often not caring what goes into their stomach. The only thing a vermin cannot stand is a turnip. Vermin hate these vegetables so much that they will even take time out of their day to beat it up, because that's what any sane species would do. The Mean Streets are the first time we have seen Fel Orcs introduced to Hearthstone. Fel Orcs are a fitting member of the Cabal, a faction that uses Kazakus' corruptive red mana to boost their power, as they are orcs that have sought power at the cost of their sanity. The orcs were once brown-skinned hunter-gatherers upon the planet Draenor, until they were corrupted by demons, turning their skin green and eyes red. Eventually, the orcs broke away from their demon masters, but some, under the command of Grom Hellscream, their lives under threat from the demigod Cenerius, gave in to the corrupting influence of the demons again. Mannoroth's blood is what originally corrupted the orcs, and the Pit Lord sought to claim the race as his own again during the Legion's second invasion of Azeroth during the Third War. Letting his blood into a well, all Mannoroth had to do was wait. Grommash found the pool. Seeing no other option to survive, he drank from its waters. This was the first occasion Warcraft players saw Fel Orcs. Further twisted by demon corruption, their skin turned red. This power allowed the orcs to survive and butcher the demigod. In the Burning Crusade expansion, Fel Orcs under the command of Illidan's Stormrage fought against the Alliance and Horde. Their fel power came from the blood of the Pit Lord Magtheridon, who Illidan had defeated to gain control of the world of Outland. These orcs were even more disfigured than Hellscreams, their tusks growing even larger and growths forming upon their bodies, looking even more demonic. It's this design that is used in Hearthstone. In the Warlords of Draenor expansion, where adventurers travel to an alternate reality before the world of Draenor became the shattered land of Outland, the orcs would eventually come to consume Mannoroth's blood, but their transformation was different to how it happened in our reality, coming out the other end of the consumption far more disfigured, as if a different variety of Fel Orc. Goran were first seen on the alternate Draenor and are members of the Breaker family, meaning these little guys are related to ogres. These scavengers live in massive colonies burrowing beneath the earth. They eat up minerals as they go, leaving giant twisted caverns in their wake. Goran often are what they eat, their appearance and size dictated by their consumption. Sometimes they gain crystalline spikes which they can fire as projectiles, or they can grow huge, like the mammoth ore gorger found in the Blackrock Foundry. Mean Streets also brings rats to Hearthstone. What a rare, beautiful and exotic creature. These are just tiny introductions to these races. There's far more to talk about down the line, but I thought this may just be something a little different and interesting for you guys. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Like, share and subscribe, and I, as I'm sure you are too, am looking forward to more cards being revealed for Mean Streets. Until next time, happy Hearthstoning.